Hello Hope Church, welcome to another Wednesday in the Word devotional. We're going to look at Psalm 131 together in a moment's time. But before we do, a personal story. This morning I went for a run. It wasn't a very good run, felt relatively useless at the end of it. And in an attempt, well, basically because I'm tied to advertising, and I saw an advert for Lucozade sport drinks that told me that they would help me after a run replace my ISA whatevers. Anyway, this is going somewhere. So anyway, I got this drink, right, to drink afterwards. And on the bottle is a message from Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, world heavyweight champion, telling me to stay humble. Which is a good message, although after a run where you feel pretty useless, seeing the rather intimidating frame of the incredibly fit, handsome, and wonderful Anthony Joshua telling me to stay humble, all it does is make me realize how much I am not like Anthony Joshua, both in appeal and fitness. And I missed the bin. Psalm 131 is about contentment and humility, resting in who you are in the presence of God. Psalm 131. Lord, my heart is not proud. My eyes are not haughty. I don't concern myself with matters too great or too awesome for me to grasp. Instead, I have calmed and quieted myself like a weaned child who is no longer crying for its mother's milk. Yes, like a weaned child, my soul is within me. O Israel, put your hope in the Lord now and always. That psalm is about humility and contentment. It's about recognizing our position before God. Yes, we are children. He loves us, and that means much great honor to us. We are adopted as his children. We are created in his image, so we are all in the family of God. And that should bring a sense of honor to us, but we must recognize that also as children there are things that we do not know, there are things that we cannot understand. There is wisdom that is not ours, it is our Heavenly Father's. And so we needn't approach God always with the attitude of looking for something. God, give me answers. And so often we want answers to all the questions that we don't have answers to, but sometimes these are just too great or awesome for us to know. Often we want answers to the next steps. What's happening in our life? Why is it like this? When will we be able to do other things? When will the lockdown ease? What will it mean for my family? All these questions. Well, sometimes these answers are too great and too awesome for us to know. The reference to a weaned child in the psalm, I believe what the psalmist is trying to help us understand is that if a child is still taking milk from its mother, then sometimes the child isn't content to merely be with the mother. It wants the milk. It wants what it can get from its mother. And sometimes we're like that with God. We're not content to just be with God because we're so desperate to get something from God. Get those answers, or get the gifts, or get the answers to prayer that we need, or get the blessings that we need, or whatever it might be. But the psalmist is encouraging us to be like a weaned child. We've grown in God. We've grown to the place where we recognize that we can just be with God. Our prayer life must have that at its core, that we simply want to be with God. Yes, of course, we can ask him for things. That should be a regular part of our prayer life. But first, we must recognize our position as children of God who can just be with God in his presence, receiving from him, yes, but just receiving from his presence. That's what we long to be. It's how we stay humble. Don't constantly come looking for answers to things that are too great or awesome for us to know. No, God, I want to be with you. Say that to God now. God, I just want to be in your presence. Maybe take some time now after this video to rest in him, not look for answers, just rest in him and find that contentment and that humility in your relationship with your heavenly parent, God, who loves you. God bless you.